Welcome to the Wealthy Delivery Podcast. Got the homie, Diamond, Skye. So it's big lit. And I got a few questions for you.
A few questions?
Before you do that, just tell the people a little bit about yourself. You know, what do you want the world to know about Diamond, Skye, Brown?
Skye.
Gotta get that snap. Don't forget the snap,
Don't
folks.
forget the snap, because that's the sauce right there.
You gotta put a little zzz, that's that little
That's our zone right there.
Salt Bay on that, you know what I mean? Snap. Is it snap, 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 and then the salt's dripping down, you know what I mean?
Dripping down?
Yeah.
But mother first. Always.
Gang, gang.
Mother, writer.
Gang, gang.
Yes. Probably the same place, you know. Our brains work the same.
Gang, gang.
Entrepreneur.
Gang, gang.
Massage therapist.
I like massages, so gang, gang.
Massage therapist and this all around radiant sunflower, you know, that I am.
Just a great person. Just
all that good energy.
Somebody you should know. If you want your energy right,
absolutely,
holler at you.
I'm here for it. All the good vibes. I bring it in, I give it out. What no one talks about.
No one talks about. And check out her podcast.
What no one talks about.
What no one talks about. It's fire. I know. Soon to be a book. I'm looking forward to that.
2021. What no one talks about. Diamond, Skye.
You're gonna crack him on the head. You're gonna crack him on the head. I feel it. I feel it in my bones.
It's a long time coming for that, honestly.
And then with the podcast on top too, like that's you're gonna crack them.
Podcast, the book.
Yeah.
Like you gave me all this inspiration. Now what? Who else would I? Why wouldn't I be? You know. Where would I be without all the inspiration that you gave me?
I just try to, you know, leave people in a better form than I met them. So I just try to, if I do something positive, then
Don't leave me.
No, I'm not. You know, I'm just saying. And I'm talking every interaction. Like even after this interaction, we're like, yo, hopefully she walks away from this even feeling even better from the last interaction we had. And then if I'm building on top of each interaction that we had, like, boom, she's gonna be feeling great, and it makes me feel great.
Millionaires in the making.
Billionaires. Millions.
Wealthy. I love it.
Millions played out. We do billions.
Come on now.
Billions Club. All right, well, I got a few questions for you. So, I know you like to read, so I'm not going to ask you the first question, which is, do you read a lot? But I know that you are a big reader. But what was the book that... Okay, just take it back for a minute. How long have you been reading, like far as like really like a hobby, like you really enjoyed it? Like, cause I told my brother like after high school and maybe into college, like there was a point where I just wasn't reading.
At all.
Yeah, just like not for fun. Like I'm not just gonna sit and pick up a book.
Right.
Like, but you know, at a certain point, I was like, yo, I'm reading all the time, and like, what was? So I don't know if you had the similar situation, or because like we read because we were supposed to in school.
Really, because I just really love to read.
And,
I mean, I have downtimes when like I'll have a book for like 3 months, and I'll probably just read like a chapter every month. Now, like, you gotta read this book.
Yeah.
But in a year, I'm always reading at least 4 to 5 books, and I feel like that's not. To be honest, like because back when I was in high school and I didn't have jack else to do, I'd probably be reading like a book every other week because I just love to read. But now, you know, being a mom, a writer, you know, future billionaire, I ain't got time to just be sitting around reading a book every week. So it's like I don't have time necessarily to read as much as I would like to, but I read all the time.
Yeah. So you never really stopped.
I never really stopped.
I got you.
To be honest.
So what was the book that made you really get interested in reading more so as an adult than versus like. I mean, even if it was a kid, because like since you've been doing it all the time, like there was no gap really from when you started reading. It could have been a book from when you were a kid. But
wow, okay, so wow, this is about to be.
Hey, don't hold anything back. This is my platform. There's no everything. Nothing's off the table here.
The lady, the author, her name is Wahida Clark, but I'm trying to remember. She has the Thug series. I'm trying to remember the name of the first. I think it was Thugs and the Women Who Love Them. But I just remember like my mom had it, like it was like in the basement, like something. And I lived in New York, and I was living in New York with my grandmother, and I had recently moved back with my mom. And so I was like reacclimating myself with like my mom, my stepdad, my brother, my sister. My cousin was living with her at the time, so like but it was really like I ain't had nothing else to do, so I'm like, I'm in the basement, whatever I was doing, and I seen the book. I'm like, okay, let me read that, and it was just so interesting to me. And I don't know if it's because it was street literature or because it's more like conversation-based novel, very descriptive. I don't know, and ever since that book I read in, I want to say I was in like 7th grade when I read that book. Mm-hmm. And ever since that book, I've been an avid reader. Gotcha. So it's interesting that you asked me that just now. I'm like, wow, like I remember that moment of reading that book and being like, I really like books.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, for me, it was this book called Relentless. I read this I feel like I read it either around the time Grayson was born or maybe before. But also it was Relentless though. It was a book by Tim Grover. He's Michael Jordan's trainer. He's his basketball trainer or like strength and conditioning trainer. So like when Michael really started trying to get in shape. But he also trained Kobe Bryant and he trained Dwayne Wade. And he was just saying how like they had this level that he didn't see in his other clients, like this level of commitment and willing to go the extra mile. And it was just a really dope book. And it's definitely a mindset book. And I was just like, wow, like, you know, I just was engaged all the way through. It's like, yo, these dudes are some of my favorite players. And like, I understand that, and that like, this is exactly what I thought they were when I read that book. But that book, I was like, yo, is anybody checking this information out? Like, yo, this is crazy. And so that, between that and Rich Dad, Poor Dad, I think were the two books really that kind of like, yo, there's some fires. People dropping some knowledge in these books. Like, yo, I could use this stuff. So but Relentless was definitely one that got me like, yo.
I think that's just like as you're talking about the difference, and that's how the difference in our brains work though, right? Because the book that I was talking about is more where a book that you would read is more information based.
Yeah.
Right. And the way my brain works is I'm more of an emotional, like connect to people that way kind of brain. Like that's how my mind works.
Yeah.
So I don't know, just noticing that and the way that, because I feel like our brains work very similarly.
Yeah.
Similarly, but where you're more fact, numbers, I'm more like emotion.
Yeah, that could just be I think that may even just be like guy girl thing too. Like I feel like guys are very like very.
So let's not make that.
All right.
Because I feel like there's probably women out there that
and I'm not, numbers and I'm not saying that's you know, if she's a woman, she can't like numbers and be logical. I'm just saying like the
Yeah.
majority of like women are more emotional to like a logical type thing than the
Yeah.
guys are. That's why guys always get in trouble because we go logical and be like, no.
It's not that I'm not logical.
No, you're very logical. I know you are. I've had conversations with you over and over. You're a very logical person. But, you know, what...
I think that was a radiant sunflower.
Very logical. Yes, for sure. But yeah, like, but just what it, like you said, what attracts our brains to certain information is a little bit different. What makes you feel inspired or like your best self? What are some things that just kind of like, you know, when I'm doing this, or when I'm, you know, when I'm doing this thing, or if I'm listening to this, maybe it's a song, or maybe it's a movie, or maybe it's just you, a certain activity that you do, what just makes you feel like, yo, this is me.
Definitely. Well, let's start with the sun. I'm a sun-based person. Like I need sunlight. I know that might not sound like a big deal, but like if it's gray and cloudy outside, I do not feel inspired. I don't want to do anything. I kind of just want to lay in my bed. Like
It's a huge deal.
It's a big deal.
I literally have in my first book, I have a chapter called Summer. Like, this is about the sun. I need the sun. The sun is it.
I like to get me out the bed in the morning. Like, I need it.
Yeah.
But the other thing too, like you said, music, I'm like, no, that's really like in the morning times, that's the only way I'm gonna get up. It's like if I'm like, okay, let me put some music on. I'm gonna start dancing and wiggling around in my bed. Like, all right, I'm gonna get up now because I gotta move.
Maybe that's what I need to do. I told you I've been struggling. My goal's been like 4 o'clock, and I just been struggling to get that 4 o'clock wake up. But I got to turn on my music because that was something I used to do too. Like usually I turn on like some 6 God, but I've been on my Wiz Khalifa kick lately, man. Wiz is my guy. He just makes feel good music.
I'm with the soca. I mean, I do listen to my worship music. I can say that too. Like I listen to my worship music first, just to start my day with God. And thank God for waking me up and blessing me to see another one. But then I'm like, all right.
After it.
I gotta wiggle now. I gotta get some movement. I gotta get some energy so I can hit that 6:30 workout. So I can start my day energized.
Yeah. Hey, that's the move.
And writing.
Turn on my music.
And writing.
Like
when I'm writing, I feel like my most, like I'm connected with myself.
Yeah. I feel that.
That makes, yeah.
I feel like I'm my most honest.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like I'm a pretty honest and straightforward person, but like to really organize what I truly think and feel, I think that's what happens when I write. What I think and what I feel come together perfectly.
Yep.
Versus like me trying to say how I think or how I feel, it's not gonna connect with people. It's not gonna come out the right way. It's not gonna, and yeah, but when I'm writing,
right,
you literally get a taste of like, yo, this is what I think and this is how I feel. And that's I think what always made me a pretty decent writer, to say the least.
So. An amazing storyteller.
And that's what I want to master, storytelling.
But you are, I mean, but again, our brains work the same. That was how our first conversation started. Like, you're an amazing storyteller.
I want to entertain the people, people like stories. Stories isn't everything. Like, stories isn't selling, stories isn't books, but you can't do anything without stories because nobody really cares about just the thing. What's the story behind it?
Mm-hmm.
So,
everybody wants to be in everybody's business.
Everybody is nosy too. I think I told my sister this. I was like, even if you write a book, like, and people would just buy it just because they're nosy.
Yeah.
Like, it's
they just want to know.
Yeah, like, so you just gotta put yourself out there. Be like, the people tune in, and I think that's just the hardest part, is really putting yourself out there. And even especially we focus so much on perfection, but like that's just one of those things that like.
Perfectionist.
Yeah, and like that's something and I have my moments, but Like that's something I've really, really been striving to just let go of. Like just put it out. I don't care if it's not perfect. It's out there. Like especially if it's something you plan on doing forever. Like I plan on writing books forever. So even if the first book is not, or this second book is not perfect, it's like, well, my third book will be better than that book. The fourth book will be better than that book. Like
that's why when we talked about me like setting an actual deadline for what no one talks about, like make a deadline and stick to it, because then I have to hold myself accountable.
Right.
Like, oh my gosh, like no, like oh shoot, the day's coming. I gotta like, and no matter what, once that day comes, that's it. Like no more writing, no more. And I think that's what happens when you really love something though, because you're like, I gotta redo it. Like I gotta.
Yeah, you wanna give people the best. Like you
the best
don't,
of the best, right?
Yeah, you don't want to give people. You don't want to feel like you shortchange the people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like if you're gonna buy, you like if I give you something, a piece of me, I'm giving you a piece of me. Honestly, when I put myself out there. So if I write a book, you know, it's a piece of myself that I'm giving to this person. Like I don't want to give you a crummy piece.
Right.
If you could turn back time and talk to the 18-year-old you, what would you tell yourself?
Don't get pregnant. I'm sorry, wait.
Hey, I mean.
Oh, wait. Okay, let me get my life together.
First
I got pregnant at 19. But I mean, you said 18, so I'm like, girl, you could get pregnant next year.
Before warning, like, listen, don't do this. You got a whole year. Listen, stay away from this. Matter of fact, go this way.
This is what I'm saying. Like, okay, all right, I'm back. Seriously, because I love my child, and I don't even know, like, that's the paradox with being like a parent, though, is that even though like I had her at 20, like I said, I got pregnant at 19, I had her at 20, but I don't know who I would be right now if I did not have her. Like I don't even, like, can you conceptualize that? Like I don't even know who like my identity is being that girl's mom. Like
no, I mean I understand like 120%, because like I don't know if I'm doing this if I don't have Grayson.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know if I would be what no one talks about. Let me write this book. Why?
Yeah. An hour play keeps a 9 to 5 away. It doesn't exist without Grayson.
Like my life just wouldn't be what it is right now if I didn't have her.
And I think entrepreneurship, I definitely would have went that route, because I was kind of gearing myself towards that anyway. Just even, you know, but then I think with Grayson, there's this kind of sped up that like, all right, well, I really have to go face first in this, because you know it's not gonna come by me waiting anymore.
Exactly. And that's the other part of it too. Like, don't wait.
Yeah.
You're 18. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting to happen? Like we talked about that. Like that is the way that things are structured though. Like, oh, like I have to wait until I graduate high school. I have to wait until I finish college. I have to wait until I get that job. Like, what exactly am I waiting for to do the things that I love and to do the things that I already know I want to do? I've known I wanted to be a writer since probably 5th grade. And I'm being very, like, if I really sit back and think about my life and the things that I have done, probably 5th grade.
Yeah.
Like, I'm keeping all the way a G with you. Like, probably 5th grade, I could have wrote a book. I mean, it would have been a child's, like, I mean, what would I have been writing about at, like, 10, 11 years old? But still, you understand?
Even at 10 or 11 years old, I think you probably would have, I think as human beings, you probably have some pretty profound thoughts. Like, very... I
mean, you know I got bars.
You spitting. You couldn't... If you're gonna write a book, you definitely write some raps. So
That's what I'm saying.
mad raps, yo.
Come on now.
This is a good question. It's a triple header. So, what is the most important thing you've learned in your life? What was it like before learning it, and what was it like after learning it?
Wow.
Yeah, this is a deep one.
I would have to say the most important thing I've learned by the age of 27 is just be me. Like, I really don't. I feel like it sounds cliche.
No, it doesn't. Not
But
to me,
like that's a me answer. Like, you understand? Like I'm learning that being me is literally the best thing I can do for myself. Not to because I know everything that's going on right now, but like we put on a face all the time, right? Like we put on faces for different people all the time. And then we wind up being by ourselves and like being unhappy. And people try to figure that out. Like, how are you unhappy? You got this and you got that. And it's like, yeah, but I'm putting on a face to maintain that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, I go to work, I got to put on my work face, right? I got a man or I got a boyfriend or a girlfriend, whatever you want to say, like, and I'm not really happy with them, but I'm putting on for them because I kind of just want to sustain this relationship. Or, you know, like you got to do that with your family and with, you know, friends, because I had these friends for a long time. So let me just keep putting on a show to keep maintaining these friendships that you probably done already outgrew or something.
Yeah.
So like you just put it on a face, put it on a face, put it on a face continuously. And now you don't even know who you are anymore.
Yeah. Authenticity. You just want to be authenticity.
I just want to be me. Like, I don't want to be nobody else anymore because I feel like I did that. And thank God, like by 27, I didn't realize that is, first of all, it's too much work.
It's too much work.
It's too much work. It's too much work to have to constantly try to switch it up for other people. Why? For what?
Yeah.
If they don't like it, if they don't like it.
But I feel that wholeheartedly. I think that's something I don't think I really had to struggle with in my life. Like, as far as like trying to put on different faces for people. I think if you ask anybody who knows me or any other set of my friends, no matter, those friends could be from all different facets, I think they will all probably say the same general idea about me. But that, I owe a lot of that, I think, to my dad, because my dad has always been authentically himself. And like, so I at a very early age, I was like, well, you know, I learned like, if I like it, that's all that matters. Like, if nobody else likes it, I'm not gonna like something just because somebody else likes it. Like, do I really like this? Then I roll with it. Does everybody else like it? I don't really care. Like, because I like it. Like, I'm rolling with this. So, I just think like, you probably can even tell from what you was listening to on my podcast earlier, like with him just in the background. He's just a very authentic person and I've always enjoyed about him. And like, and he's always been confident, always been sure of himself. So it's like, I've always took that. I've been able to, and that's what I want to pass down to grades. I encourage that authentic version of that person. And plus, I didn't want to hide who I am from my kid either. Like, and then put myself in a world where I can be that authentic person and display it to the world is writing books and doing podcasts and things like that. But people really can see, like, oh, so like, nothing's off the table for me. Like, I'll talk about anything. Like it's who I am. Like I'll say anything. I use inappropriate language all the time, but it's like it's my platform. If I want to say shit, fuck, bitch, like, and I should be able to say it. But it's like that's just being authentically yourself is definitely a big key in life. To I think everybody should master that.
Yeah, like I don't think a lot of people ever get to a point where they really know, so, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, because they don't. But in the thing to know is a work of self to go. You have to purposely go find that out, and that's the thing. I don't think it goes back into schooling. You're not being groomed to purposely find out who you are.
Right.
It's like you're being groomed to like, hey, see how you can fit in.
Mm.
You know.
Mm. True.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what if I don't want to fit in?
How do you fit on the wheel? How do you fit on the hamster wheel? Like,
where can we plug you in at? Where can we plug you in at? Like,
that's true.
Yeah.
Back to what you were saying though, before I forget my thought. I think that is and of course not to generalize, but I do think that is a man woman thing. Women are more molded, right? Like you have to fit this mold because you have to be somebody's wife one day, right? You have to fit this mold to this role because you have to be somebody's mother one day. Mm-hmm. You have to fit this mold to fit this role because you got to be a housekeeper one day, right? Like we are constantly being bombarded with the idea that we have to do this thing. We're men, y'all just like, I mean, yeah, whatever you want to do, boy, go ahead. Like,
it's a double-sided sword, I think, too, because like,
yeah,
it's unfair for both sides, honestly. The freedom, it's finding that balance, because if they had that green light to like go do whatever you want, be whatever you want to be, say whatever you want to say, also comes with you still have to make a mold for yourself,
right?
And I think as guys we lose that. We like, all right, well, who am I going to be? I don't know. I haven't even thought about this mold. What is the person I want to be at 32, at 35, like versus just like living. Like I think you get caught in just living when you do have that freedom. Like, man, I'm just gonna go out there and live and see what I'll be. Versus like,
right?
Yeah, it starts like, yo, all right, this is what I want to be. I'm gonna mold myself into that person. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And then like you going back to the women's side, like you have to be this person because no, I want to be a little bit more. I want to mold myself into this person. Right. And like I feel like so it's that the restriction versus the too much freedom is like you gotta find that balance. To
I think that.
Yeah. For sure. That's a good answer.
Of course it was.
What is your best tip for making the world a better place?
Yeah, I feel like I could say that again though. Like, that's why being authentic. Be authentic. Like, what's that guy's name? Wow, I wish I could say his name. Toby Nwigwe.
Oh, the artist.
The artist, yeah, the rapper. Yeah. Like he said something about like, be you unless you trash. Like, unless you're a trash person, figure out like how not to be trash and then come back and be a better person and then be that person. Yeah. Like, and I mean, just being honest, like, I mean, there's trash people in the world, but you know, outside of that, like most people can. We have a live guest. Yes. No, you're not coming. All right, goodbye. But I just think people should be authentic. Like, be yourself. Don't worry. People worry so much about the reaction that they change the way that they would act. Like, fear is an illusion.
Yeah.
Fear is an illusion. Like the energy that you put out, you're gonna get back. So if you're constantly like, oh, I'm this happy person and I just love, and that's what you're gonna get back. But in reality, like, you don't feel that way. So now you're not getting the things that you actually need because you're constantly putting out energy that is not authentic to you.
Yeah.
That makes sense, right? Like,
right.
If I constantly gotta put on I'm big and I'm strong and I do, okay, well, that's the energy now you're gonna get back.
Right.
But that's not what you need.
Yeah.
Because you're not putting your authentic self out there.
You're not putting yourself out into the world. Now you're just getting this stuff you bombard with a bunch of more shit that you don't need. And I think too, what you said something good too, like, you know, people are so afraid of the reaction. And also, like, people are so afraid of the reaction, they never take the action. Like, you can't even get a reaction if you don't like take any action.
Right.
Like, so you worry about this reaction for something you're not even going to do. Like, you know what I mean? So I think that kind of is a big, what puts people afraid to be themselves as well. Like, can I be this person that writes books? Oh, what if people don't like them? What if, like, and then you never write the first book, you know what I mean? Like, that's, you know, people do that all the time. So it's like, yo, just write the book and then just see how they react. Yeah, like, there's a 50-50 chance. Like, they either like it or they don't. And the ones that like it, you just focus more on people that like it. And that's it. Like, don't worry about the people that don't.
In the world for everybody.
Oh my goodness, way too many people.
So
right, a person being born right now.
World. I'm sure at least you could have at least 100 people that's going to follow what you do. Trust me. At least 100.
That's all you really need.
And exactly. That's what you
dream 100.
It's never gonna be like, oh, you're gonna go to bed tonight and wake up and the world's gonna be like not the way it is right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's differences, but yeah, it's small differences. It's a little small, but overall, it's the same place.
We creatures a habit.
Yes. If you could remove all barriers and constraints on a project, what would you do, and what would you want to be known for by that project? I know, like, you just got the green light, you got all the resources you need, you got everything you need to make this project a masterpiece and a dream come true. Exactly how you visualize it in your head, what would it be?
I would say it would probably be a movie. Like, I want to make a children's, because I tell you, I write children's books as well. Look out for that.
Do it all.
And I do it all. But I want to, so 2 different things then. I want to make a movie out of a book for my daughter, right? And like make her the star of that movie. Right? Like, I just feel like the person that she is. Shout out that girl. Lil J, I love her so much. I feel like if I could remove all barriers, yeah, I would just, and make it real mystical and magical, all the colors, and, you know, kids have the best movies, if I do say so myself. Like, kids get the best movies, and I don't know how it happens, but they always have like these great, amazing movies. The other thing would be like giving my grandmother a cooking show. Yeah, because she's always, you know what? Matter of fact, I'm gonna write that down right now.
You gonna put that in the pad? Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, exactly. In my book, in my idea book. Yes, because she's always, first of all, she's always cooking. That's the first thing first. And second of all, I mean, why not?
Why not? Exactly.
Always watching those shows.
All about just getting a camera and pressing record. Just, that's all it is, really. That's where it starts. If you really,
I'm writing it down.
hey. All right.
That's the other thing about being your best self. Guess what? You need a journal, a pad, or whatever. Mentally, some people put their notes in their phone, but I'm a true writer, and I have to write things down. Something about the clicking on the phone just does not feel authentic to me.
I'm learning that too myself. I'm just better at writing on a piece of paper, because then I'll just end up storing stuff. I'll be like a bat computer. I'll really be like Batman.
How many notes I have on this computer? I mean, my phone. Technically, it is a computer. This little thing, but you know how many notes I have on my phone? Zillions. And that's why sometimes they don't come out, because it's just sitting in my phone, because it's not in the great book of ideas.
You want to know the best place to store your ideas, though? The best place? In the marketplace. That's putting it out there to the world. So this is something I thought about while I was in the kitchen. I was like, man, the best place to store your ideas is in the world. So
somebody can start paying.
Exactly.
These grand ideas that I have, because I'll be coming up with scheme after scheme every other day.
Yeah, you gotta put them out there.
I'm like, what I should do?
Put them out there.
Right. I don't agree.
Hey,
I don't.
It just comes to my head, because even myself, so now when I write a book, my idea and thoughts, somebody buys that book. Now that book is in the marketplace. And now I put my ideas into the marketplace. Now I keep writing books and keep storing my ideas, putting them into the marketplace. That's just one way to look at it.
Once that one right person finds your name, boom, there you go. Now you a household. Divine Comments.
I don't even know if I'm ready for that kind of attention. The thing is, I don't. When I write, I don't. That's not even my goal to write to get found as this household name. When I write, I think about that one person that this book will help. And that's all I really care. If each book I get one, even if I just got one new person, I was like, all right, well, when he writes this next book, I don't buy it. And if I do that if I get one new raving fan every book, that every time I put out a book, this goes back to your 100 people. If you wrote 100 books, and each time you got a raving new fan that bought every book every time you wrote one, how much money would that be? Or how much would that take care of your life? Or what position would that put you in? Or what would that set you up for?
Right. And every one person tells at least 10 people.
At least 10.
At least.
And at least half of those people are going to go out and go see what they're talking about. I call it the movie theater theory. Well, they close movie theaters down. But when people go to a movie, what is the first thing they do after they see the movie? They either post something on Facebook or go to tell somebody yo, man, you need to go. I just went and seen so-and-so. You need to go check it out. Some of those people will go see it. Because some of those people yo, you never told me about a bad movie. So if you're telling me it's good, I need to go see it. And that's how it works.
Especially if you're a source for that person. If they know, that person know what they're talking about.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. If you could have dinner with any 4 people, dead or alive, who would it be and why? I know this question, you probably have a different answer every day. So, who are you feeling today? Who's Diamond, Skye, feeling today?
There you go.
Hey, I'm gonna make sure I got that snap in there.
Thank you. Put some respect on my name. Oh, wow. It's a good thing I looked over this way, right? Because I have my best day ever board over here.
Okay.
And it already has names of people like that inspired me. And one of the first names is Issa Rae.
I know her. Yeah, she's dope.
Issa Rae. Yeah, she dope. She dope.
She dope. She'd be fun to have dinner with. It seems like.
I just love her energy, like, and for me, like, I'm like, she's like what when people say like they have a role model, like somebody I aspire to be like write scripts and
yeah.
So right. Malcolm X. Wow. Oh my goodness. Okay. Eric Jerome Dickey, because he's my favorite author. And God. God want to come down and let me know some stuff. He just gonna send an angel of God, like, or send one of his, just
somebody.
His essence could be here.
Come down, have a quick meal. Come have a quick meal.
Eat with me.
Yeah. Break some bread.
Yeah, with that list.
Okay, that's a good 4. That's a solid 4. I mean, my 4 has been pretty solid these last couple of years. There's a lot of people I would like to have dinner with, but these 4 has kind of been the same for a while. Kobe, of course. Oh man, there's so many questions. So many questions. Like it's really saddening that he passed away, because like I became such a huge. I was already a fan of this play, of course, but like my fandom grew even more for him after he retired, just because like he started appearing on all these like different podcasts that I listened to, entrepreneur podcasts, and like so you really just get the, you get his thoughts in his brain, and then it's just like, oh man, I feel like I had so much more to learn from him. So it's really saddening. But RP to the GOAT, the Mamba GOAT. But Kobe, Nipsey Hussle is another guy. Because I had this conversation with my brother. Like I knew Nipsey was a rapper. Like I'm not like, I know music, but I can't say I've like exclusively went out and listened to Nipsey rap, especially earlier. Like, I mean, this is obviously before he passed, but he already had a few albums out before I really sat down and listened to him. But he was the dude that I probably watch his interviews more than I listen to his music. I would hear him like on features and stuff, and I always thought he was a good rapper, but I never went like, yo, I gotta go listen to Nipsey's album. But I've always like tuned into like his interviews and stuff, because I just thought his thought process was very profound. Like, so I was just a big fan of him off that, which is crazy to say. Everybody's like, yo, his music, but I'm like, yo, you're just sitting listening to him talk, like the dude he's spitting. Like, so I was always a fan of him on that, on that level. And then once I really tuned in to his music, then it just made me even more of a fan. But yeah, he was just always spitting some real stuff. So Nipsey Hussle.
You said Nipsey, and I'm like, I would kind of want to meet Dr. Sadie. That'd be dope.
That's a good one.
That would be insane.
Bruce Lee is another guy for me. I've always loved Bruce, and his way of thinking as well. And then Muhammad Ali would be my 4th guest.
I can lay on my inspiration board.
Those have been my 4, my solid. That's like my Mount Rushmore right there. Those 4 guys. I feel like I put those dudes in a room and have some dinner and we just chat, man. That would be, I can only imagine what that conversation would be like. Like it would just be a fire conversation.
Yeah.
So
I can see you at that table.
You good?
Now, what would you do? What would you do?
Oh, I have my notepad and like
right.
just picking away. Like right when he had to do too much picking, just like I just let them talk. Like I can just let them talk because I feel like whatever they say is gonna be. I don't even have to ask any questions. I feel like the conversation would just drive itself. With you put the right people in the room, the conversation kind of does that. I think those four, like, I don't even have to say nothing. I'll just sit there and just. They're probably like, "Are you gonna say something?" Like, yo, I'm just chilling. I'm just here. I'm gonna fly on the wall.
No. Just enjoying this moment.
Yeah, I'm just taking it in. I got 2 more questions for you. What superpower do you have? Like, obviously not like the superpower, like, but like a superpower that, yeah, in the human form in a sense.
I'm an empath, so emotions would be my superpower. I gauge people very well, knowing. Wow, like it's just like my third eye. Like it's just because I am a radiant sunflower, and because I radiate positive energy, and I think that's how we became friends. Like only because I've reached this point in my life where I know how to put up my boundaries when I need to, because everybody should have safe boundaries. Like you need to have boundaries for yourself.
Yeah.
Especially because I'm sorry. Okay. Especially because I am an empath. I take on other people's emotions pretty easily. But that people love to come to me when they need advice. People love to come to me when they need warmth and someone to help console. And I don't mind doing those types of things, but when you are a person that emotionally can give, you have to have boundaries, because people can be leeches or succubus. Like they'll just take from you, and it takes a toll. But that is definitely my superpower. Like I love to be there for people. Like I don't mind it at all. Like my loving, caring nature, like that like I'm not me without being like what's the word? I'm a nurturer. I'm a nurturer.
Yeah.
Like that is my superpower by nature.
And I definitely, I sense that as well. Yeah, you definitely. I mean, your energy is always 100. Like it's, and like I'm big on energies. These, especially like once I really learned how powerful energies were, even like that's why it got me into meditation and just being around certain people, and because I've always been able to read a person or read the room, or a person doesn't have to tell me if they're upset or if they're like, I can sense, like I know. And like I'm kind of the same way for like, people come to me for like advice or guidance, or like if they just want to hear, they know they need to hear some truth, they usually come to me like, yo, because especially like some of my cousins, I'm like, bro, you upset right now. I'm like, you upset, it's okay, but you upset right now. You a little salty, it's all right. Like, like it's, bro, it's cool. Like you should be, it's all right. I'm be like, but they know I'm not giving no BS. They know I'm gonna be 100% real. And because I understand, like I'm able to, I don't think this is my I mean, I guess it is a superpower in a sense, but just like piggybacking off what you said, like some people will take advantage of that though. Like you gotta be careful that put those boundaries up. But I think for me, my superpower is just being able to, what'd you say?
Amazing storytelling.
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like that's more of a skill though. I'm still mastering it, but Superpower though is just my ability to connect one thing to another. You know, it's like being able to connect how this relates to that, in a sense. I think that's what makes me, you know, a great storyteller, because I'm able to look at a situation and see how this situation relates to this situation over here. Even if from the outside looking in, like, those situations never doesn't really go together. Like, it's kind of what we were talking about with like Dave Chappelle. You know, it's you know, the able to connect.
No, I follow you. Yeah, I'm sorry. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I was just.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so it's just like, huh?
No, I said I completely follow you.
Yeah. So I think that's a superpower I have. That's why my brain's always going, and I got to shut it down. And sometimes I think it had to be careful, because it can kind of lead me to like squirrel brain. Where like I see this, and then like, oh, now I'm working on this because this made me think of this. So now I'm working on this because this made me think of this. Like, no, stop. Stop. Chill. Relax. Let's do this. Let's focus on this. That's not going anywhere. So
write it down. That's what you gotta do. Just write it down. Okay, I'll get back to it.
Yeah.
Or as I said, like, put it on the table.
Yes.
Put it on the table. Put it right there. Like, it's not going anywhere. Just put it on the table. Let me do this. And I know this thing is sitting on the table. So when I'm done with this, I can pick this thing up on the table. And now I can do the other thing.
Exactly.
Yes. I definitely get you in. I see how, like, even reading, I feel like I always get the title of your book wrong.
The Hour Play Keeps the Mind Away.
Yeah. Because like I'll be reading, I'm like, why is he talking? Oh, there it goes. Now I know why you're talking about this, because I can see like when you start to talk about something, you always relate it back to the first point that you brought up. You're like, oh, let me tell this story, because this story is about this other thing.
Yeah, which just goes back to like, it's kind of like,
you love to connect that.
Yeah, and like, because I can't unsee it. Like, I was like, oh, this reminds me of this, or this is very similar to this. Like, you know, like I said, on the outside looking in, people wanting, in a certain perspective, people wouldn't relate those two things together. But the way I'm like, oh, this is like this. You know why? Because this, and this. So it's kind of like the same with the framework of writing. I'll say, like, I got my main sentence, I got my supporting sentences, and then the closing sentence. So it's like, I'll talk about this thing, and then I got this other thing that relates to this thing, and another thing that relates to that thing, and then when that last sentence, I always bring it back. This is how it all relates together. So yeah, my brain, I don't know, it's a gift and a curse sometimes, I feel like. But if I master that with storytelling, then I'll be a very dangerous man, and the world is not ready.
The world ain't ready for you. I didn't spoke it into existence. I put it out there. You are a household name. You know, wealthy delivery. Simple commerce. You gotta put a bell. You gotta get a bell. You gotta get a wealthy delivery bell. So when they think about it, wealthy delivery.
I like it.
Yep.
I'm moving on. That's going in there. All right. Well, now talking real superpowers. What superpower do you wish you had, and how would you use it? A real superpower. Or I guess it'd be fake, because superpowers really don't exist, but you know what I mean.
Actually. Okay. I mean, if you tap in, like, knowing that being an empath truly is a superpower, because once you trust what you feel, a lot of people don't trust what they feel. Once you trust what you feel, you don't go against your gut instinct. You will know as soon as you meet somebody, you're like, oh, gotta stay away from that person. I don't like that energy.
Yeah.
Always go with your guts. But back to your question. If I could have a superpower. Wow, the first thing that came to mind was reading minds, but I don't know if I want to know what people are thinking.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be a tough one to really handle. That's a lot.
Because I already have all of my own thoughts. Like, I don't know if I want to know other people.
Especially as an empath too. Like, it's like, yo, I'm gonna take on. Oh, I know way too much. Now I'm feeling sad because they know what they're thinking, and
yeah,
that'll be tough.
Let's see. Maybe like being really strong, but then again, I don't know. I guess I never really contemplated like what superpower would I have? Like, you tell me yours. Let me think about it.
Oh, mine is ever since I saw this, it was like I didn't want anything else. I'm not big on superpowers, obviously, because my favorite superhero doesn't have superpowers. So, but I did on Doctor Strange when he was sleeping and he was subconscious mind. He was reading books, like so his body was sleeping, but he was able to read books in like the spirit realm or whatever. So while he was slow, I'm like, yo, you know how much time that was saved? Like, you can just wake up and start implementing. Like, so ever since I saw that, I was like, yo, that's the superpower I want. I want to be able to read books while I'm sleeping.
Because technically it's like your brain is still working. It's your body that needs rest.
Right.
Your body physically, your body can't just continue to go.
Exactly. If it's not that, it'd probably be something like super speed or fly. But
flying, no, I'm afraid of heights.
Well, you can fly though. You probably get over that.
Yeah, I guess so then. Be able to fly and just, I love to see things, like as far as scenery. So that might be nice. Like being able to just fly to another country, like, peace out, y'all.
Yeah, that's
I'm on Italy for the weekend.
Real quick for a little week or two. I'll get at y'all in a minute.
I bet. 6:00.
First class myself.
I think super strength would be a nice one though too.
Yeah.
That's just my short person problems. I'm only 5'5". So at least if I'm strong, I won't feel so small. But I don't know, like again, I already feel like I have my superpower. Like I just feel like that's my thing. Like this is my thing. Being an empath, knowing how to. I'm still mastering it because, I don't know if this is off topic, but on my journey of healing myself from traumas and things like that. So I'm still mastering my boundaries and not putting off the wrong energies and being confident in my own abilities. So I'm still mastering it, but I definitely feel like I already have my superpower. So
yeah. And that's true because, obviously the reading in my sleep, that's like my dream superpower. But like, this goes back, and not to nerd out too much, but it all goes back to like Batman for me. Like this dude, and people are like, oh, years. He's rich. He's got he has resources. I get it, whatever. But I was like, you still have to do these things that doesn't have you still have to hit the weights. You still have to carry yourself a certain way. So all these traits that Batman has or Bruce Wayne has, I can emulate in real life, in a sense. You know what I mean? So it's not like I can't go. It's like if Superman's my first superhero, I'm like, I can't shoot beams out of my eyes. I can't fly. I can't even, use that stuff. Even I wanted to use that stuff, I can't use that. So but the way Batman goes about, the way he connects dots, the way he looks at things, the way he researches, it's like those are things I can do in real life. So if I can make myself even remotely close to that, in a sense, I am creating a superhero. Like, I still want Grayson to look at me as a superhero. No, do I want to be Batman? No. But I do want some of the characteristics that this character has. And that's... What's that?
Don't want to be a vigilante?
Nah, my vigilance is writing books. That's my... that's why I'll save somebody. I'll save their mind and, mindset.
You saved me. Me out. Plenty of time. That was easy. Like, just seems so easy.
Just do it. If you do it wrong, just do it again. Do it a little better. That's... I mean, like I said, I go through it myself. Like, perfectionist, like, oh man, I need to put out, I want this content to be perfect. But like, man, just put that shit out there. So that's why I'm even glad we're recording this. It's like, yo, just get some you just need to put yourself out there more and start recording. You don't have to have the perfect setup. You don't have the perfect thing. Just have a great conversation with some people that you respect and enjoy, to, love, brains that gives off the right energy, and fucking put it out there. And the people that fucks with our kind of energy will come fuck with it. And that's the people who don't. I don't need those people nowhere.
You don't need those people. Get them out of here. They're trash.
But that was it. That was the last question. I appreciate you taking your time out of your day, to come mess with your boy and get your brain picked a little bit. And
not a problem anytime you need me.
This will not be the last.
Like, now I'm just radiating
my
sunflower energy out there. Suck it on up.
I mean, so no, I appreciate it. And you got the book coming January 4th.
January 4th, 2020. What no one talks about.
What no one talks about.
No one talks about.
Also, podcast.
So the podcast.
Same name.
Same.
So just know it's fire. So holler at your girl, Diamond SAYE. Appreciate you, and we'll holler at you again real soon.
All right.
All right, that.